I've got 6:30. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Town of Waukesha Town Board meeting, November 13th, 2014, beginning at 6:31 p.m. I'd like to call the meeting to order and begin with the roll call. Okay, we can start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we can call the roll.
Chairman Merrick.
Present.
Supervisor Radke.
Here.
Supervisor Wolf.
Here.
Supervisor Durr. Here. Supervisor Fisher.
Here. Thank you. And Madam Clerk, have we met all of the open meetings laws requirements?
Yes, we have.
Okay. Before we begin, just a couple of comments about some of the events from Tuesday night's public hearing. In review of the public hearing, I realized that at times I may have become overly emotional and somewhat more aggressive than necessary in defending the budget and the town of Waukesha. The reputation of the town of Waukesha and the town board is very important to me, and at times on Tuesday evening I felt those issues may have been under attack and felt necessary to defend them. In that process, if I offended some or became overly aggressive for that, I apologize. And we can move on then with citizens' comments.
Good evening, Mike Borchert, West 231, South 5205. This is an item I mentioned in the past, and I think it's a good time to the board look at it and get a notice sent out. It's regarding Section 6-3-12, Uniform Street Address System. We still have a tremendous amount of residences out there that do not have the proper address numbers posted. Number one priority is safety. We all know that when there's an emergency, time is of the essence. Minutes can mean a matter between life and death. And the emergency vehicles use these to find locations of whatever they need to do. It also aids in other deliveries and also aids other residents when there is a non-compliance issue and they can't find the address, because if they need to file a complaint, they got to have the address, otherwise it won't go through. Also, I'm going to give a copy to be passed around here, and in Title 16 there is a Section 16-1-4, miscellaneous fees, covers the cost of buying the numbers in the frame, and going back to the original 16-3-12 talks about the fine of $50 in there, and if the owners do not comply, that the town will go out and do it for them and add $50 onto their next tax bill. My suggestion is, if it's legally possible, to send a notice out with the tax bill that's coming out. I understand there's a newsletter going out too, but a lot of people just take those and throw them away. The tax bill, they have to open. So I don't know if it's legally acceptable to add something in with that. It have to be looked into. I'm going to give these copies to Supervisor Fisher. They can be passed around and look at them later, so you don't have to look them up. Give them to Kathy, whatever you want to do. And I have one other item. On this evening's agenda, new business, item C, there was a request for an extension of non-compliance. I was not involved in any complaint on this issue, but I am aware of the situations on the property because there have been concerned citizens that have talked to me about it, because they know I come to a lot of meetings and know the codes. And I believe the only thing left on the property, non-compliance, is a small outbuilding that actually is a little metal shed and doesn't comply with anything. And I think it's only fair that it be removed and they apply for proper permits and drawings and everything else. And the reason I'm saying is 1992, I built a back garage and I had to go before the board, planning commission, provide all kinds of drawings, and one of the questions that I was asked is about the materials. And they were very insistent that all those materials match the house construction. In 2012, I added on and rebuilt the garage, and the same question was asked to me. And even though it was on the drawings, and if I didn't have that on there and tell them I was going to be exact, matched to the architecture and materials, I wasn't going to get the permit. So I don't believe there should be any extensions or variances for this situation. Thank you.
Hi, Wayne Krzyzanowski, West 254, South 4360, Pin Oak Lane. Even though it was done in the past, I don't understand why we don't establish a cap on highway expenditures. The wisdom of our state legislature put a cap on a cap not to exceed $5,000 per mile. I would like to suggest establishing a cap of something rather than giving a blank check for any value to be filled in. After Tuesday's meeting, I was left with the impression that the sewer hookup to the city bill will be paid with funds from the 2014 budget. I hope that this bill has not been paid yet and will not be paid until the work is completed.
Thank you.
Sandy Helm, West 230, South 3827 Milky Way Road. A couple things from the meeting the other night too, and I think the comments that we opened with was well appreciated. One of the things that was encouraged by one of the residents was that we all participate and come to meetings, and I think it's instructive that we have quite a fewer people here tonight, and it would be nice if more people came, but I try to regularly come. The other thing that was said, I think it was one of the supervisors said, they didn't receive any emails and they wish that they had, and you could contact them anytime. And so I wanted to point out that on October 23rd, I emailed all 5 board members and the clerk. And I specifically asked at the bottom of the email, the closing paragraph was, this email has not been a rhetorical exercise. I would like any or all of you to respond to me directly, it's italicized, so I can participate appropriately at the town level. The clerk responded with her receipt, and one of the supervisors, Supervisor 1, did respond to me. None of the other 4 of you responded in any way. It was about 2.5 years ago, I had another incident trying to get a hold of one of the supervisors, and it wasn't until I sent a certified registered letter to their home that I got a response. So it doesn't seem very responsive to me, and I would appreciate it if I could get a response. And my question the other night was quite genuine and sincere. It was not gamesmanship. I'm truly confused as to what the philosophy of taxation is. In any case, item 6 for tonight, current business, is the recycling agreement. And my question is, has that been signed yet or not? I certainly look forward to the improved recycling. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Seeing none, we'll move on. New business, discussion